Hi, I'm Katie with Cricut, and I'm here today to answer a question we hear all the time, which is, now that I have a machine, what else do I need to get started? The first thing you're going to want to do is make sure you have the right machine, and we have some resources that will help you, a comparison chart and a machine quiz that will help you decide which machine is right for you. We also have a great video that answers some of the questions you might have as you're deciding which machine to get. So go make sure and check those out and then come back and watch this video. For those of you who've already selected a machine, here we go with things you're going to need. One of the first things you're going to need when you get started is material. So I brought a couple of examples today. First of all, I have vinyl, and this is one thing you're going to use on a variety of projects. This is what you'll use to make a decal. This is what you use to make stickers. I brought an example today of this tumbler, and this vinyl is what's on that tumbler. Another thing that you'll use a lot is iron-on. So this is for anything like a t-shirt or a pillow, anything that's going to need to be applied with heat. That's where you're going to use this iron-on. So along those lines, you'll also need a mat. So when you pick your material and you're ready to feed it through the machine, you're going to want to put it on a mat. We have mats in different stickiness levels for any kind of material that you're using. So you're going to lay it flat. You're going to push it on so that it sticks down nicely, and then you'll use that to feed it through the machine. This makes sure that you don't get any air bubbles, that it doesn't scrunch up, that it just goes through nice and smoothly so that you can cut your design beautifully and professionally. Another item you're going to want as you're getting started is transfer tape. So transfer tape plays a really important role in getting your design from the backer onto whatever it is that you're creating. So I'm going to use this tumbler as an example. So let's say I've just cut out a beautiful design. I obviously don't want to peel it off and try to put it on freehand a little bit at a time. So that's where you use transfer tape. Cut out a little piece as big as your design, you lay it down, stick it on, and then you're able to take that and transfer it onto your item. So that way you're not doing freehand, you're not needing to eyeball it, you're able to make sure that it gets on safely and securely onto your base. So transfer tape, super important. We have a wide variety of tools that you'll eventually use with your Cricut, but the two that are going to be the most important at the beginning is your weeder tool and your scraper tool. Now, if you haven't done a lot of crafting, you might be asking yourself, what does weeding have to do with making? So I will explain that. The weeder tool is there for after you create a design and you cut it out, you're going to have some excess material that you're not actually planning to move onto your base. And that's where the weeder tool comes in. It has a nice sharp point here so that you can just easily lift off the parts of the material that are not being transferred onto your base. So that is what weeding is, and that's what that weeding tool is for. The other really important one is your scraper tool. So remember when we were talking about transfer tape and how you lay it down on your design so that you can transfer it to your base. You'll use your scraper tool to make sure that your transfer tape adheres to your design so that you can move it over to your base. Then when you get it to your base, you'll use your scraper tool again to make sure that your design adheres to your base. So you'll use this both for picking up the design and for applying it to your base. So the scraper tool, again, one of your best friends. So weeder tool, scraper tool, two things you're going to want to get at the outset. So today we've talked a lot about what are the basic things you need to get started with your machine. We have a resource that will then help you to understand how to use all of these things, and that's called Cricut Learn, and we'll link that above and below. Cricut Learn is a platform that has workshops that start from what do I do when I open the box on up through more advanced projects as you build your skills. So make sure to check that out. It will help you to get the most out of your machine. We're sure you have a lot of other questions too, so we'd love to address those in future episodes. Go ahead and drop them below, and happy making!